The best luxury cars that you can daily drive today have to be practical. In other words, you have room for 4 or 5 people. They have space in the back for junk and trunk and the dog and the cat. As well, they're reliable, so they're not in the shop every second day. And as well, they're built to last a long, long time because you, in fact, will be chalking up the miles. Today, I'm going to share lists of some of the best luxury cars on the market today that are very easy to live with and even fun to drive. Let's get into it now. Life's too short to drive boring cars. And so the first luxury car on the list is this beautiful little hot rod here. And it should be no secret that when we talk about brands from Lexus like this, we know that the practicality and reliability is always dialed in. It's a Toyota product. Yeah, you do have great details like those wonderful checkmark style headlights. Of course, you have some nice detailing accents there. And of course, gorgeous chrome with that big mouth grille. Cycle around, you do get alloy wheels, so it does feel like a true luxury vehicle. Beautiful LC500 mirrors. Yes, sunroof, and the interior is literally one of the nicest in the business. Definitely move over, Audi. Here comes Lexus. The ducktail type rear wing, obviously here. Beautiful LED tail lights on this, and that gorgeous light bar there just looks spectacular. Here we're looking at the IS300, and it's the all-wheel drive. Now, as you can see, we've got snow around, so having that all-wheel drive is an option in both the IS300 and the IS350 makes this vehicle ultra practical. You do get a trunk with a huge amount of cavernous space right there. You do get some gorgeous lines along here. Makes this car look absolutely spectacular. It is a sharp car. Gorgeous sight lines on the hood there as well. And again, you can step this up to an IS350, which gives you the 311 horsepower V6, naturally aspirated in that version, and it is a wonderful engine to drive. That is the vehicle to have. With the all-wheel drive, the V6, or even this Turbo 4 that makes 241 horsepower. This car is spectacularly nice to drive. Not quite as aggressive and fire-breathing as you're finding in the BMW world, but certainly the trade-off is reliability, and this car will go 300, 400,000 miles with solid maintenance. Of course, trunk space, you've got 5 seats in the car as well, and this car is literally get in and go, turn the key, get in and go. And that's what you want from a daily driver in the luxury car segment, is a car that just does exactly what you want when you want it. The Lexus IS300 and the 350. Yes, you can also step up the 500, slightly less practical as it's a rear-wheel drive only, and it's 472 horsepower V8. Definitely that is fire breathing, but slightly less practical. The next beautiful vehicle that you can drive around as a car and enjoy the lap of luxury, while of course doing it in a practical sense, is this unit right here. I mean, we all know that Lexus is certainly a byproduct of Toyota, and Toyota does take pride in the quality of their vehicles and the reliability that you get with it. Now, you do get some great looking headlights in these vehicles, and look at the beautiful piano gloss finishing. I love that pointed nose on there. It does look fairly sporty and stout. That beautiful sparkle that you see in the paint there, absolutely wonderful. Beautiful high gloss piano finishing, and this is the F Sport version of this vehicle. Look, LC500 mirrors, as a lot of Lexus products are doing. Of course, look at that beautiful one-touch accent, and the interior is absolutely gorgeous. Very nicely dressed, many different contours and colors, absolutely stunning, serene place to be as well. And then in the rear, you have this massively cavernous space for lots of different happy customers. You get 3 in the back with tons of legroom as well as tons of headroom. And then these obviously have these beautiful line along here. If you look, it takes that chrome line all the way down. Beautiful LED lights here as well. And Lexus is the reason this car is so practical. Of course, here as well, we have the Lexus ES350. And what does that 350 stand for? Well, that means this is the top of the line. This has a naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6, makes about 300 ponies, and is absolutely spunky. 0 to 60, about 6 seconds flat. It's not a rock star, but there are 2 smaller, lower grade engines that you can get as well. You can get a hybrid version with a Turbo 4, and as well that comes with a CVT. This one comes with a 8-speed automatic, and as well you can also get the base model ES250 that gives you the naturally aspirated 2.5 liter, pretty much a slug by performance standards, but if you just want to cruise in reliability, that will get it done. Of course, you have this beautiful accent details down here, lots of great touches along the bottom of this vehicle. And it is absolutely gorgeous. With all of the latest technology you can possibly muster up, all-wheel drive as an option in a lot of these vehicles makes it easy to get around in the snow and the ice. Of course, massive cavernous trunk and all the space inside. This vehicle is just very easy to drive with on a daily basis, easy on fuel, easy on your wallet, and easy to live with. Right there's the next hot rod. We have a beautiful little Infiniti product here. Obviously, yes, we have some basic beam headlights. Obviously, lots of chrome detail on the front there. Pretty standard looking car, but the style does look pretty sporty intentionally. And of course, we have some great drivetrains in these vehicles too. Now, Infiniti is upscale Nissan, and Nissan's had some problems with the CVT transmission in recent years. But here we have a 7-speed automatic transmission, much more dependable than you'll find in the continuously variable elastic band transmission that you find in the other cars. Of course, you have these beautiful sight lines here, gorgeous, beautiful wheels, and of course this one here, 3.0T, and the interior looks quite nicely done, although it's a little scaled down from some of its competitors from Lexus and Acura. This does feel a little bit low-key. Gorgeous little detail around those windows. I love that style. Of course, around the back here, we do have this Infiniti Q50S. And of course, we do get a couple of different drivetrain options with this vehicle. Gorgeous set of dual tips right there. Look at that. And there's a couple of them. And there's not many cars out there now that have a legitimate exhaust tip. These vehicles here, of course, we're looking at the Q50S. So we're talking a couple of different drivetrains. 3-liter twin turbo is standard. And the base version makes about 300 ponies, and the S version, or the hot red version, basically steps it up to 400 ponies. So you can get all-wheel drive like you see right here, 300 or 400 horsepower, automatic transmission, cruising around a lap of luxury, and these vehicles are truly a price point vehicle. They're not huge money, so you can get in there, drive the wheels off it, and it'll run a long time with relatively little muss and little fuss. The next car that fits into the criteria of luxury and easy to drive for daily use, and clearly what we're looking at here is a 330e. Now, of course, you can get a base 330, which is a B48 engine, turbo 4, makes 255 ponies. You can also get the B58, which is an inline turbo 6, makes about 375 ponies, and it's a lot of fun. These vehicles are practical, reliable, and actually in the BMW world, some of the simplest vehicles that are actually fun to drive but meet the needs of the practical consumer. I mean, yeah, you get some of the latest technology in BMW, and you do get some detailing. Of course, BMW is not short on, of course, styling their vehicles. They've always bring a little bit of that Euro flair. Of course, it looks very, very sharp at the front. You do get laser cut wheels, and look at that gorgeous caliper there, M badge style. There's another little M badge, and of course, we have a fold-away high gloss mirror. Oversized glass sunroof, of course, bigger than some of its competitors. And the interior is actually very well put together and literally has the best infotainment system on the market. Cycle around, of course, I love the gorgeous taillights. And as I said already, we're looking at the 330e. This one does happen to be X-Drive, so again, it's great for ice and snow. Of course, you've got this beautiful rear diffuser at the back and gorgeous exhaust tips. Now, the 3 Series BMW has always been a class favorite, way back from the E30 generations. It's always had that simple to drive, smaller proportions, all the technology from the latest versions, and just a small stylish package that you can drive and wheel around. We do have trunk space, we do have all-wheel drive, all the latest technology, but they don't overdo it. We don't have air ride suspension and some of the other gimmicky technology that's going to break in short order. The interior is some of the nicest quality. These seats are nicely stitched and bolstered. So while no BMW can be accused of being cheap, this is one of the most cost-effective vehicles you can get in the BMW lineup, and certainly brings all the deliverables. 8-speed ZF automatic transmission, turbo 4 or turbo 6-cylinder engines, and it just is a lot of fun to drive. Another great small sedan that you can enjoy in the luxury car segment that is ultra practical, and clearly we have a Mercedes-Benz right here. You can go 100 different ways with Mercedes. You can go C-Class, E-Class, S-Class, you can go all kinds of SUVs, but from a car perspective, sedan, this is what we've got right here. This one here I can't help but say, because this is predominantly a front-wheel drive vehicle, but then with the 4MATIC version you get all-wheel drive, so you get essentially great traction for this snowy road conditions. Of course, you can get all-wheel drive. The base model is called the CLA 250, and that pumps out about 200 ponies out of a turbo 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. Of course, you do get that coupled up to a dual clutch gearbox. That's right, no slush box there. This is actually a lot of fun to drive. Now, I will advise that this car does feel a little bit stripped out compared to even a C-Class. It doesn't feel like it has all of the amenities, but the cost is there. The price point is there, and clearly it's an affordable car to get into, Mercedes. And quite frankly, I personally think it's one of the best looking smaller sedans, and clearly it looks a lot like the CLS. We've got AMG calipers right there, and of course laser cut rims on this Mercedes. It's a turbo, as I said, 4MATIC, so you do get the all-wheel drive system here to chomp around on the ice. You get the LEDs and the projector lamps on the front, and the big 3-pointed star. This is the AMG upgrade. This is not the base model, but we'll get to that. Of course, we do have this great little chin spoiler, makes it look very aggressive from the front. As we cycle down here, we have older style. Of course, the new style is a little bit different. There we have LEDs on the back, and of course, as you look, we have a set of dual pipes there and a set of dual pipes there. This looks great with this splitter back here. We're looking at the CLA 45. You can get the CLA 250, which, as I said, gives you 200 ponies, all-wheel drive if you get the upgrade. It's fun, it's frivolous, and it's actually very affordable. It can definitely get you around on a day-to-day basis. And while there's been a few issues with sunroofs coming off the rails and a few other nickel and dime problems, specifically around the brakes and gearbox, for the most part, those numbers are relatively low and the vehicle is very fun to drive. Let's take a look inside. Beautiful, deeply bolstered, high quality. Of course, you do have some basic controls, but this is a price point car. And the interior in the back, you have enough there as well for 3 people. Now, granted, as we look right here, we do have that sharper point here, so you are going to have limited headroom for the people in the back, but that's all there for basic practicality. The trunk is small as well because it just shaves right off. But again, it's a small price point car. You do have trunk space, back seat space, all-wheel drive, all the local amenities you need for a modern-day Mercedes-Benz. So the CLA definitely represents one of those that needs to be looked at if you're considering a price point luxury vehicle that you can drive all day long. Right, there's the next vehicle. I know it's slightly controversial, but it has to make the radar. It's a borderline luxury car brand, and it definitely has to meet the criteria because it certainly has all the amenities to make sure that it meets the practicality point of view. Now, of course, what we're talking about here, Tesla, we're talking about the Model 3 like this, the Model Y are borderline luxury cars. Obviously, the brand itself is geared more to the luxury car segment. We do have some great headlights, and of course, you get the performance version, long range. You can also get the 2-wheel drive base model, but even getting the long range and some of the others, you can get all-wheel drive, which is perfect for this road. And of course, because this car has 4 doors, also adds to the practicality, checks that box. And naturally with that, we have 3 seats in the back, 2 seats up front. So it checks all the same boxes as any of those luxury vehicles we've been talking about. But in this case, we see we have a dual motor, so we're talking long range. And of course, we do have some alloy wheels. With all of them, we do have these flush recessed door handles, of course, there that can freeze up. We do have all sorts of great little mirrors and technology on board of these vehicles. And as a result, these vehicles do hamper down the road quite easily. Now, they meet all the criteria. As I say, you got leather or pleather interior. You have all of the luxury amenities, the technology, air conditioning, and features that outdo many of their ICE counterparts. So the Tesla Model 3, specifically long range or as well high performance, the performance versions are the ones I would suggest if for some reason you're getting on the electric vehicle bandwagon and you want a vehicle that can get you around. This will probably last at least 10 years, given that's the warranty of the batteries. So you're definitely guaranteed to buzz around town, minimal charge, have all the luxury amenities, and it's just an easy car to drive. And here's another amazing vehicle. We're looking at a car that you just can't deny. Clearly, as you can see the big A, we're talking about Acura. What are we exactly talking about here? Well, first of all, you can get a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine, makes about 272 horsepower in this car, which is more than enough for most people. But as well, you can step it up, 355 horsepower available with a twin turbo V6. Yes, they're both mated up to a 10-speed automatic transmission, which means that it has all of the shifting ability to keep the vehicle in its power band at all times. But this is a gorgeous vehicle. I mean, our Acura with their beautiful headlights, I love that design. They have these beautiful crosshatch design on the grille. Can't deny that. It's a good looking car. More piano gloss finishing there. And look at the rims. This is A-spec. And of course, we have this nice pearlescent paint. As you can see, it's beautiful. High gloss piano finishing on that flip away mirror. You do get a sunroof. It is a luxury vehicle after all. And ancient 15th century handles there. Just kidding. JK. Cycle around and look. What do we have here? Beautiful LED strip. This is the TLX. As we said, shh, don't tell anyone. But it's all-wheel drive too. Of course, we have these beautiful tailpipes down there on both sides. And as you look up, you have this gorgeous wing here as well. Piano gloss finishing there just gives it that extra little sporting touch on top. Love the detail here. Just absolutely gorgeous lines, but lots of space in the back for your happy passengers back there. As you can see, you got separate vents and inputs there for comfort as well. The front seat space is very well bolstered, high quality materials, and just feels like a very luxurious place to sit. So as I say, with a large trunk, with back seats for 3, with 2 seats in the front, as well as all-wheel drive capability, and the fact you can go with a base 4-cylinder engine that gets you amazing fuel economy. Even the V6 isn't that bad either, and you have the reliability of a Honda, means you can put this hundreds of thousands of miles on this vehicle. Just take care of your maintenance. It will literally go forever. No muss, no fuss. You don't have to worry about massive depreciation either. You can put 200,000 miles on this and it'll still command $1 or $2 in the used car market, as opposed to buying an older used Audi or BMW, where the value of those vehicles go up in smoke after 5 or 6 years, just because people often get a little feared from some of the maintenance and service costs. The Acura TLX all-wheel drive version, definitely for the win. And with all of that said, be sure to check out right there 2024's most reliable SUVs. Hope to see each and every one of you on the next one. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.